Good day, family. God bless you. It's the time you've been waiting for. That's right, Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard, your resource and information show for people getting better with age. Well, one of the most anticipated times is coming. The She Biz, She Owns Conference for Black Women is happening coming up on May 17th, and you don't want to miss it. We're going to share all the information on how you can be a part of this most successful conference in the city of Chicago. But let me tell you, we have a special guest. The Honorable Dr. Carole Adams is with us. Let me tell you, everybody, she took off her roller skates because she is a woman doing multiple things across the country. But what we're going to do now is this. We're going to take care of our little commercial opening. Everyone stay tuned. Senior Talker is live, and we're glad that you're sharing this day with us. Everyone stay tuned. All right, family. As mentioned, we're here live. It is the anticipated week of She Owns She Biz Conference. And I am so excited that the one and only Dr. Carole Adams is joining us today. Very excited. So welcome to Senior Talk. How are you this beautiful day?
I am great, and thanks so much for having me.
It is my absolute pleasure. Well, I can only tell you, they have done a phenomenal job. Christy with an IPR, we love you. Let me tell you, I had the honor of being at this conference last year. And if you're in attendance and you don't have a plan of action when you leave this conference, something is wrong with you. So I am so excited. So Dr. Carole, you were there last year, Dr. Adams. What would you like to just recap from last year on your experience with this conference?
Well, I thought it was a great opportunity for women who are interested in entrepreneurship to learn some valuable information, particularly that which had to do with financial planning. I thought it was exceptional. Also, I think it provides a great deal of motivation because sometimes people are just a little afraid to take the step they need to take to move forward. So you become the person that's holding you back because it requires some boldness and some self-confidence to make the moves to become a business owner yourself. And I think this conference provides you with some extra oomph because you get a chance to talk to some people who are doing it, have done it, know all the ropes, and are willing to share their information with all the women they attend.
Absolutely. So when you're attending this year, let's talk about your role and what because you went on the dynamic panels. I tell you, that last panel last year, let me tell you, I call the legends. The legends. We won't call them. You're not old. You're getting better with age. So you are the legends. Okay, we had Attorney Jeanette Foreman, Yvette Moyo, Dr. Carole Adams, and Harmeen Harmon all on one stage. If I had my lotteries, I would have played my ticket that night because let me tell you,
we had a ball.
You came with it. So you're coming back again this year, and let's talk about the year after the conference from last year. What have you been doing? Oh my goodness, authors, and you're doing so much. Tell us about what's going on with Dr. Carole Adams.
Well, I've been doing a lot of writing as well as consulting. I have a practice called Urban Prescriptives where I do consulting primarily in the area of community engagement, organizations that wish to engage with the community to get community opinion and ideas on things they are doing. I've been doing that. I'm also involved with a company called Simco, and it is a managed preventive care organization. And we are in business to help people keep from getting sick. You know, we have a medical system that mainly concentrates on sick care. It teaches you how to be good at being sick instead of teaching you how not to be sick. So
Right.
our goal is for you to stay well so you don't have to get well. And we help people with taking care of themselves, making sure they do screenings and the kinds of things we need to do as Black people so that if we have an issue, it gets diagnosed early. Because we tend to wait until things get very bad and we have to go to the emergency room. And by then, something that could have been stopped in its early stages has gotten to advanced stages. And sometimes getting well is really not an option anymore. It's
Right.
how can you cope with illness? So we trying to work on those things. So those are my two major preoccupations. Otherwise, I've been working on two books that I'm writing.
Well, let me say, I will have to bring you back because that's one of the things that I do on the Senior Talk. We work on preventive care.
Oh yes, we have to come back
Yeah.
and talk about that because that's a subject all on its own.
Absolutely. So these books that are forthcoming,
Yes.
um, let's. If would you mind sharing just a little bit of what those what's inside?
Okay. Well, as you know, my first piece was called "That's All She Wrote," and it really premiered right about the time of last year's conference because people were able to get books from me last year as they will this year. But
Mm-hmm.
the book that's coming out next is called "My Dad, the Man," and it's African American women writing about their fathers.
Mm,
Often, our fathers, who are major heroes in our life, don't get any of the publicity they deserve. We hear a bunch of negative things about Black men all the time. We hear music that talks about my papa was a Rolling Stone. Well, guess what? My papa was not a Rolling Stone. He was a steadfast father of his own kids and many others. He was a coach and an advocate for African Americans both locally and nationally. So, and a lot of us who had fathers, whether they were famous or not famous, who really stood in the gap, who overcame all kind of obstacles, fathers who moved from the South or their parents moved from the South to other places for opportunity, to create opportunity for their kids, folk who took small amounts of money and opened up and started businesses themselves. All of those kind of dads are who we are writing about in My Dad the Man. So I
mm,
got 20 great African American women who have written about their fathers. The idea at first was to get it out in time for this Father's Day, but it took a lot to get these things submitted and edited and all that. So it's not going to be associated with Father's Day, but every day is Father's Day. You'll
that's
know
right.
soon when the book is coming out. Again, it's My Dad the Man. And I got
Mm,
the title from one of my favorite songs about fathers. It's Horace Silver's song for my father.
mm,
And he has a line in there where they say, if there was ever a man who was generous, gracious, and kind, it was my dad, the man.
I love it. I love it. Well, speaking of men, we're going to have men who will be joining us this year as well. Some men have put their hard earned dollars into this conference in support of the She Biz, She Owns It conference. So we want to acknowledge those men and thank them in advance because men's presence, we need men. And we need to not be afraid to say this conference is entitled for Black women. Let's be very clear. But we need the men. We need your presence as well because we're working in a collaborative. So I just want to thank Christy as watching a lot of her um, episodes on TV, and they include the men. Men are welcome. The seminars themselves are absolutely phenomenal, and every person there will have something that they can offer to this conference. So I love what you said that about the men. So what would you say if I got some time now, a few minutes, having been in this community engagement involvement for many, many, many years, and a lot of people are rising up to say that they are activists and so forth. What is your message to the, as we could say, youngins? A lot of us think we're doing something, but tell us
Well, I
what
think
you are.
my message across all generations is that we cannot afford to sit back and wait for things to happen. We have to make things happen. We activists means you take action instead of being a reactivist. You don't want to
Mhm.
just wait till something happens and try to react to it. You want to be the person that makes something happen. You don't want to sit at the table. You want to set the table. That's what we are about right now. Being confident in creating our own realities, making our own future exactly what we want it to be and exactly what we deserve.
I love it. So, what is important now is that we are in a movement that I'm kind of, how would I say it? I'm very prayerful over our city of Chicago. We have to remain
Well, we
prayerful.
need to be. I'm concerned as well because
Hmm.
we've got a lot of work we need to do at the neighborhood levels so that our communities feel safe to us. I feel particularly vulnerable to that now because I see seniors being victims of attacks by younger people. And I'm so distressed that this would happen, that our communities' moral compass would get to this point. So
Hmm.
we have a lot of things that we need to do to protect, to take care of our young people as well as our elderly. And I always say our elderly, and I forget that I'm one of them. But so take care of us. Those of us who have put our work in, we still are putting work in because we know that all of us have to be in this fight. There's nobody that can afford to sit it out. There's
That's
nobody that can afford to wait for everybody else to fight for them. You got to fight for yourself every single day.
absolutely. And I was told many years ago is that that thing that's been bothering you is you're part of activism. Something that you just sit and it's on your spirit. That's why God gave me this show, Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard, 13 years ago this month. 13
Wow.
years ago, because I just knew I had a grandmother who learned how to swim at 71. And
Exactly.
in the latter years, I wasn't getting a Christmas card. I was getting a Christmas card or a postcard from grandma. She was on vacation or a cruise. You know,
Exactly.
so they're living longer, we're getting better, and we want to live longer, stronger, and healthier. And we should have those
That's
options
exactly
at our
right.
hands. Should have those
That's
options at our
exactly
hands.
right.
So let's do this. We got to get ready for the conference. Phones are ringing, emails are popping everywhere. But if you could, what would can you share your social media channels, or how can they find books if they want to buy them in advance? What is going to be that
No,
process for?
they need to come to the conference because then they can get a book actually signed by me. Anybody
Right.
that can't make it, the book is available on Amazon. Again, it's called That's All She Wrote. But I want to see you at the conference. I want to see you getting this vital information. Yes, there are a lot of things that you can connect with virtually, but that human connection of being able to meet some of the most
Mm,
successful women in Chicago, one on one, person to person, cannot be matched.
cannot be matched. And I want to tell everyone, if you're tuning in and listening, let me say this: the information is scrolling, and we'll also be playing on many markets across the city. But if you want your conference tickets, please go to She Biz. She owns it. I think it's www. She owns it shebiz.com. Get your tickets. Join us on this Friday, May 17th at Malcolm X College. It's been a pleasure, Dr. Adams. Thank you for your time. Look forward to seeing you
Pleasure's
on
mine.
Friday.
See
And
you
you keep getting,
Friday.
look, you keep getting better with age. You looking good, girl. You keep getting better with
Baby,
age.
listen, you know what? It's not the years in your life, it's the life in your years.
That's right. Every day should be impactful. And as my quote, one of the quotes I read said, each day is a gift and a present. Don't leave it unopened.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you for your time. We'll see you on Friday.
All right, thank you. I'll see you then.
All right, my pleasure. All right, everyone. So we're still talking about the conference. I just want to share one quick thing. There is a video. This video does not belong to Senior Talk. It is right of Fox 32 News. This is for information purposes only, but this is about the upcoming conference here this Friday, May 17th in Chicago.
Joining us to tell us all about this morning is conference executive producer Christy Love and publisher of Chicago Crusader Dorothy Earl Lavelle. Joining us to tell us all
Here we
about
go.
this
It's live.
morning is conference executive producer Christy Love and publisher of Chicago Crusader Dorothy Earl Lavelle. Thank you both, sir, for being here this morning.
Thank you.
We're pleased to be here.
So how did this conference first come about?
Well, I started the conference 3 years ago to say thank you to my clients and colleagues who made it through the pandemic. And everybody said, oh, this was so great, do it again. So we came back last year and we decided we wanted to make the conference for all Black women. Whether you have a business, you want to grow your career, you want to be an activist, whatever it is, it's an empowerment and a professional conference to just make us feel better and celebrate us as Black women.
For some of these, future business owners and black women, what do you think that they will learn at this conference?
Oh, they will learn a lot. I mean, so many mistakes and so many things I had to do in a different kind of way, maybe not very business-like. They will learn the correct way to do it. I found that out when I was at last year's conference. So many things I said, oh, really? Is that what I was supposed to do? And of course, I started in a different era. And so they're going to learn a lot what not to do when they
passing down some of that wisdom.
Listen, and believe me, for 63 years in this business, it certainly wears on you, but it also gives you a lot of experience. Most things you can navigate during your life, you would have already experienced it.
Right.
Now
so give us an idea, what kind of panelists are going to be there, and what are going to be some of the themes?
Well, we have over 60 professional black women and some men, and we're going to be doing some wonderful panels. I really want to stress that this panel is not just for women in business.
Okay.
This is for any woman who wants to be better and celebrate her blackness. We are putting on display who we are. We're not an afterthought. We're going to be the first thought and bring people into our world. So some of the panels we have, our keynote panel that we're really excited about, Miss Dorothy on, is She's Wisdom panel. That's where we have her, Dr. Carole Adams, Miss Jeanette Foreman, Miss Yvette Moyo, and Miss Hermine Hartman. We have a panel, She's Beauty. We have a panel where she's my sister friend. So you're going to be able to come and learn about relationships with your friends and family. You will learn about women in business, how to grow your career. Lots of great things.
And really quickly, if somebody wants to attend, how can they do so?
Please visit us at sheownsitshebiz.com. Follow us at sheownsitshebiz on Instagram. And I want to say, if you have a black woman working for you, you need to give her the day off.
Okay.
And you need to invest in her so she can come back and do better for you.
All right, thank you both for being here this morning.
Thank you for having
us. To be here. Thank you.
Well, that is the conference informational that you don't want to miss. Everyone needs to be in attendance on this Friday, May 17th at Malcolm X College for She Owns It, She Biz conference. God bless you all. Thank you for making us a part of your day, and we will see you next time for Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard.